Good morning, everybody. Odd Rod Garage here. Today we are extracting the transmission out of Mr. Monster Mazda. I don't think you guys have seen footage of this thing yet, but there is a lot of motor in a tiny hole. Let me show you here a little bit more. Anyway, here's the transmission. We have a removable tranny tunnel. This guy we had to actually fabricate, and this because it's actually mainly because of where the engine had to go relation to the steering in the truck. So anyway, this used to be flat, so that's been relieved all there. We had to end up remaking the firewall. We ended up making the doghouse part. Before I completely took this thing apart, I wanted to show you guys some of the work that's actually been done in this thing. Now, granted, it's a little dirty in here. The guy's been mudding. Anyway, this is the passenger exhaust pipe. We had to massage it like that so it stayed nice and flat so you could tuck it in there. Let's see here. You guys can see. You see how tight that steering is? It barely clears the exhaust right here. Barely. And even at that, we had to take two sets of headers and cut them up to make one set of headers. The exhaust pipe actually goes forward on the passenger side, or the header does. A lot of intensive work, and we had to move the steering gear 2 inches out the other way, which meant we had to mess with the steering geometry and all that. It was quite a challenge. Yeah, I have some of it already apart, but I just wanted to show you guys that. And also, so what happened was the guy had taken ownership of the build, I guess you could say. He was buzzing around for a while, and then he had called and stated that that the transmission was starting to act up, and I guess it died on the freeway, I guess. Something with the transmission locking up or something like that. Now this morning I messed with it a little bit. I can get low gear, second at times. I could get fifth and reverse. I could not get it to come out of like third or fourth. So I don't know if it's the gears that got welded up or something like that, or maybe the shifter linkage, you know, the claw, maybe that got broke or something like that. But either way, would have to extract the transmission out to even see what happened. I'm kind of intrigued as to what happened. But anyway, having said all that, this truck only has 3 cross members. It's got the front one here, it's got this guy here, then it's got another girdle, another cross member in the back. And they're all weld-ins. This transmission cross member, it's a weld-in. Now, it was a personal feeling of mine that I did not want to take out this middle one for fear of the frame, you know, flexing or getting weird, or, you know, frame rails rolling over or something like that. But to take the transmission out, that would mean we'd have to take the whole engine out, and that's going to be a process on this thing. So, what Pete's has decided to do is we're gonna cut it and make some adapters, like tube adapters. They will weld. I'm thinking probably weld on the top, so they end up being like cups. So you could theoretically take the cross member and put it back in and have it like that, and then bolt it through or whatever like that. So that's about the easiest way I can see going on, because again, you're so out of space on this thing. Out of space. So I got the transmission loose. I think about the only other thing now is to take a jack and put it underneath the tranny, jack it up, take our transmission mount out, and then while the transmission is suspended, go ahead and cut the cross member. And I have to take out at least the exhaust on the driver's side. So anyway, it's going to be kind of a process, but anyway, at least we made it to where you could kind of work on it. So anyway, hang tight and let's get something done. Alright guys, Let me show you one weird exhaust pipe. This is the passenger exhaust pipe. As you can see, the header actually goes forward on the passenger side. And I mean, it is tight, dude. Really tight. You can see how close it is to the gearbox? Right there, that's the gearbox. I mean, we're talking quarter-inch kind of tolerances. So, just to give you an idea how tight this thing is, the bell housing is actually only a ½ inch narrower than the inside of the frame rail is. So, it's pretty tight. Anyway, so now the exhaust is out of the way. I think I'm ready to suspend the tranny and cut the cross member and then take the tranny out. That's my guess anyway, so let's find out. Hang on. Okay. Well, so what I'm going to do, so the transmission's got these ears on the side, so I'm going to cut the cross member just wide enough to clear those. What I'm hoping for is that the frame doesn't flex too much and pinch me up real bad on the saw. I guess we'll find out, huh? And also I got to kind of watch where I cut this cross member because of how we're going to try to have it go back in. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work. Right there. And this side's a little bit more straightforward. We'll cut this guy. So let's go ahead and do the weird cuts first. I'll try my best not to cut the fuel line in half because that was a really intricate thing to try to make. Alright. So it doesn't look, the cross member actually did this a little bit, but it really didn't do any of that. And that was my biggest concern, was this. So now that we have that one side relieved, we'll go ahead and cut this other side. Okay, yeah, it looks like we got some black widow babies in there. Baby. Well, let's go ahead and get our cross member remnant and start pulling some stuff out. Alright guys, a nice safe extraction, makes me happy. Yeah, if you spin the input shaft, it rolls around to a certain point and then it gets real stiff. It might be a bent input shaft. Or maybe she's just toast. It doesn't look like the pilot bearing was hanging up. And again, if the pilot bearing was hanging up, the bearing or the bushing, it'd be real hard to shift all the time, and it wouldn't. If this is seized up or something like that, then you wouldn't be able to get other gears and stuff like that. So yeah, chances are it's probably an issue internally. Now I got a big hole in the cab.
Hey, we forgot to give you guys a welcome to the channel, and we're playing with all kinds of different things today, but we're really focusing on Arthur's truck. That's the 83 Mazda B2000 with the 5.3 LS motor and the manual 5-speed transmission. And so we have repaired the transmission. Actually, we replaced it with a rebuilt unit. We're going to see how long it takes Arthur to burn this one up. Anyway, we are getting ready to start this girl, but I'm going to send you guys on a travel back in time version of this. You can see what we've been doing today and over the past couple days. So anyway, after that, then we'll check back in and we'll get this girl started. There we go. All right, we're getting ready to have a little bit of fun here. Gotta hold the transmission up so you can get a jack underneath it. Will it work like that?
No, I wonder if the...
Where do I need to be? All right. Hold on, we got a lot of cacahuate in here. I don't even know what cacahuate is, but it sure sounds good, like a good term. I know what guajolote is. That's turkey. Or I can hang on to it. Go forward with her a little. Semi lined up. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second, we need to, can you drag jack over maybe 2 inches your direction? All right, keep coming. I need you to drag the jack over that direction. We're coming up against that cross member, even if we have to put it back later. All right, yeah, come on up. Takes 6 guys, 14 arms, and a little bit of swearing to get it in there. Actually, it's going pretty good though. All right, hold on a second. Let's try sliding forward a little bit. Keep coming. All right, hold on a second. We're hanging on something up front. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let's pull the tail shaft over a little bit. It's hitting on it. Can we come up with the transmission? Yeah. Oh, nice. She is in. Everybody heard it. Clunk, clunk. They're not feeling like they're going.
There's one boss on the top that there's nothing there. It's not even drilled.
I'm so tired of being bossed.
Jeez, who's the crazy people that built this truck?
I don't know, but they jammed a whole lot of stuff in a small container. All right, how did you have this fuel line routed so that this guy would work?
This guy actually goes to that boss right there.
Oh.
And that's a 15mm head. I think the rest of this stuff outside here.
You got any wrenches for me? Socket those? I can finish this stuff up. At least the way it's setting right now.
Screw those in here.
Gonna put a shifter in there. We're gonna dump our gear oil down in there first. We gotta drill some holes on our cross member, get some bolts up through there, which I'm gonna go to the store right now and get some bolts. And we might drive this thing today. Every time I say that, it jinxes us. All right, hopefully you can see some of that stuff right there. That is our configuration right now, and Tommy's gonna be doing some drilling and boltifying, and I'm gonna put you right like that and see if maybe we can see some of that.
Alright guys, this is quart number 2. Quart number 2. Okay, Pete's working on some of the stuff for the shifter, and we're gonna go ahead and stab a shifter in this thing and fire it up, see what we got. So hang on.
Alright, so Mr. Arthur decided to lose some parts for us. Thank you, Arturo. So you see this little piece right here. This is just a little, I don't know, some type of little plastic piece, and it goes on the shifter. It goes on right like this, and it slides right down inside there. And we do not have another one. So what we've done is we have made one out of steel that is round. It slides on and does effectively the same thing. It's a little bit smaller, but I think it's going to be perfectly fine inside there. It might be a little loose, but until we have a chance to take it apart and find new ones, that is going to have to do right there. So let's see if it works.
Nice, dude.
That will work.
Yeah.
All right, let's bolt her up. Let's go for a ride. So we got to take this guy off.
Yeah, I don't know if that. Oh, the mic.
I don't think so. Wah, wah, wah. We had to alter this shifter to even get it to go on, so everything on this truck has been altered except for the way it looks on the outside.
Oh, cool. You done got it.
You're sure that those washers go in there?
Yeah, I don't know where else. I don't know where else they would go.
Yeah, I would think that goes down and holds pressure against it. That's what I would think. Don't you think?
Yeah.
So we're gonna need to buy another bolt, nut, screw.
Maybe. We may have something later on.
Arthur, you can't take things apart and lose the parts.
Sure you can. Watch me. It's actually pretty easy.
All right, Arthur, I apologize. You didn't lose one of the screws. We found it in the back. We're just cussing and swearing about you the whole day. Feel like it's going? And we'll have to pull the shift knob back off. But for now, we want to be able to shift the gears and see what happens. Tommy's setting in on the custom seat there. Well, we just have to try and see if we got clutch and everything. So we're gonna give it a shot. So we're gonna fire it up right now. I'm gonna lay down underneath and we're gonna see if it does what it's supposed to do.
Okay, cover your ears. This thing's loud.
Try it again. Try it again.
I don't know if we have another side post, do we?
Wah, wah. Let's try again. Well, that's bad news. Hey, so I messed up, told Tommy to do something wrong. He kept telling me, that's not going to have enough throw on. I said, I think it will, I think it will. Tommy was right. I was wrong for the third time in my life. All right, so...
the way it goes, you know, when you build these, you have an idea, and mine just happened to work. It wasn't maybe not the best way, but they don't make a threaded adjustable clutch release bearing, so you kind of always have to mess with stuff.
Anyway, at this point in time, we are going to extend our push rod on our slave cylinder, and we're going to see if that works. And if it does, we're going to do a temporary slave repair. And if it does work, we're going to alter it and make that function. So we'll give it a shot. Keep your fingers crossed that we're driving this girl today. Hey.
The cool thing is you actually have a hole here. You can actually stick your finger in there.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. An engineer actually thought ahead of. Well, thank God it didn't have to come all the way up. Just slide it back. There should be enough room to play with it.
Yeah, we have to fix that pivot though.
All right, so here's the bottom line. I messed up. We don't quite have enough throw on the clutch slave cylinder. So Tommy thinks he's figured out a way that we can do it. And we're gonna know here in about 15 seconds. You're gonna hear the car fire up. It's gonna make some ugly noise. And we're gonna watch this rear tire. If the rear tire starts spinning, we're in trouble. If it doesn't spin, we're good to go. Check it out. That's not good. All right, so that's a very bad sign right there. Tommy, is that the first time we're messing with this or the second time?
Second time in one day.
Yes.
We're getting more apt at it.
Next time I'll listen to Tommy. He told me just being old and good looking does not always make you right, Pete. Wah, wah. We're going to do our alterations. We're going to stab this girl again, and we're going to try and drive it today. All right. All right, so this is the second time we're going to stab this transmission today. And we're getting so good at it, we're thinking about taking it out again, just for fun. Not happening. We're hoping we fix the problem. And I'm not going to talk, but you can hear us saying whatever we're going to say. And if we swear, please don't listen. All right, are we ready to do this again?
Well, darn, it's okay.
Yeah, diggity dog dang. All right. Oh, hold on. We're crunching our throw-out slave cylinder.
Okay, we need to come my way.
Yeah, bastante. That means a lot. All right, we're semi-close-ish right there.
I love your scientific terms.
Yes, that's technical terminology. The more you work with me, Tommy, the more you'll realize that we use El Largo wordos. All right, how you wanting to do this line on the slave cylinder?
I don't know, whatever is clever. I just know that it goes on the outside of the well. Is that big enough?
All right, hold on. We have to tell shaft has to go to the driver's side, and we need to come forward. All right, come up right there. Just a little bit, and then I can reposition it. Hold on. All right. Bigger hammer. All right, we try and hit that cross member. All right, now we got to come with the tail shaft back to the passenger side. Aye, there we go. Hold on. Move not, lest I smite thee. What the heck was that?
The clutch.
We ought to just get it running as soon as it's done. Call them up, tell them, come get it. You put the exhaust in, you put the interior back together.
This is what you get for losing your...
All right, what next?
Tommy, I have to tell you, I could swear I saw you do that already today.
It was the other guy.
Your evil twin.
So today we're doing a clutch in one of the rare 5.3 Mazda pick-em-ups.
There's only 3 or 4 of them in the world. I've seen a couple on YouTube.
You know, the cool thing about this is this all late model stuff. Pete did some research and found a perfect rear end in this thing. I'll tell you what, I was sold on that rear end.
Yeah.
The first time we took it out, man, third gear in this thing is outrageous. But when when Pete shifted it and everything, she didn't get all weird, didn't go up in smoke. She just squatted and went. All right, so there's all that. So let's we need a battery.
Let's hook up a battery and see if it worked. All right, we're getting ready to fire it up.
It feels a lot better.
Second attempt. We'll see if it works. Not going in. It's not going into gear at all. Well, today was a sad, sad day. This will be the 3rd time the transmission's coming out. 2nd time today, right? 3rd, 4th time going back in. So no, we installed it today,
right.
Took it out, installed it,
Yeah.
now we're taking it back out. So in, out, out. So anyway, it didn't work. We got to figure out our angles on the throwout bearing. Something's wrong. You know, it barely gets a gear, but we're not going to send it out like that. We have to figure out. There's a couple other guys on the internet who have done this swap. I'm going to ask them if they did a different throwout bearing. If not, we can build a bushing that will move our throwout bearing out, but we don't want to do a one-off item. So anyway, we want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. You know, send us a comment. Say something nice or say something mean. We don't
Why don't
care.
you take the tranny out again?
Yeah. How many times you guys gonna do it? Yeah. We're getting good at pulling the tranny, though.
That's true. We've got like 10-minute intervals now.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out our merchandise store, www.theoddrodgarage.com, and we're going to get to pulling it out for the 27th time today. But we do want to thank you. We're going to get to pulling it out. We're going to get to pulling it out for the 27th time today. But as usual, thanks for watching. I don't even know what I was saying.